Poetry is like my symphony. I'll play it for you if you want to relax with me. So sit back, sit back, sit back, sit back and let my words set you free. Words are my instruments, so let me begin playing. Poems so fluid, harmonic, you're thinking I'm singing, humming symphonic. More than monosyllabic, I mouth mountains on topics and build islands for eyelids now open.
Let's go.
So ears listen. I find inspiration in the smallest tip pen because it writes big letters and it wears big feathers. The quill scratches paper like DJ Skip Records, and I need that subtle feedback. Composing my life soundtrack, classical, Johann Sebastian Bach, masterful like the days of old. Penning poetry far from prose, but just as potent. One lung the orchestra toting, the other conducting airflow, so that you know that poetry is like my symphony. I play it for you if you want to relax with me. Give me your energy. See, you have an impact on me. Thank you for just listening, embracing history because it's in the making. See, audience appreciation is life-sustaining and it doesn't have to be too many. Maybe just one can feel me and I fulfill my destiny. See, you are love for me, so I give love to you equally, pouring out every little bit of energy to let you know this life ain't been no crystal stair for me, just like it ain't been for you. And you are not alone in this world we are all going through, so don't worry. Sit back and let every poet in this room play together in tune, minister to you classically. Let us present rhyme to you slanted and purely. Let us present your life with such sureness it mimics audacity, then reconnect you with reality through script and fantasy, because sometimes we make things up.
Let's go.
That's right.
Then disperse like cloud puffs, leaving you just high enough to know that we flow like oboes in your soul, showing you that words are musical. This session is sound control, so this class I call, well, classical.
Come on.
Poetry is like my symphony. I play it for you if you want to relax with me. Sit back, sit back, sit back, sit back and let my words set you free. How y'all doing? I'm at the Nuyorican. And I'm featuring. My name is Michelle Antoinette Nelson, a.k.a. Love the Poet, and as Jive said, I'm all the way from Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah!
So thank y'all for having me. I wrote this book. It's called Black Marks on White Paper. I have copies available tonight. For y'all, it's $20. It has an hour-and-a-half long DVD in the back. And if you get a CD, CDs are 10, but if you get a CD with the book, you get them both for 25, and I take credit cards. Thought I'd just say all that right now. And then do poems. So that's the commercial. So holla at me if you like what you heard this evening. Also, my website is www.lovethepoet.com. So this book is broken down into 3 sections: the griot, the woman, and the warrior. All of which are me. It's difficult sometimes in America to be black, lesbian, and a female. Mm-hmm. So everything, I am the ultimate black marks on white paper. But the ultimate question is, what is black marks on white paper to you? So this is my journey. Everything that I see. Everything that I write from my perspective, even when I'm writing about somebody else. You know? So that's real. Your perception is your reality. So, the griot. The griot told the people to pen peepholes for peering into what freedom holds when she herself struggles with the meaning. She's a mangled soul behind closed doors and is unsure if she wants to make a way for you to see in or for her to see out. She exists in the darkness that she warns you about. How else would she know for you to avoid it? She does not suffer from paranoia. She knows because from the place she speaks is real, and if you want to master something, you teach it. So she freedom speaks with such technique that she may defeat the beast that finds her in her sleep and stalks her in her dreams. She may really emit the light the way she clings to its beams, or so it seems. I am she, the griot. And I have nothing but goodness in my chest. And as sure as my heart beats in my left breast, I sleep without rest. Because my family don't embrace my goodness, we digress. While every year continues to progress and I began to love this person of the same sex, limitless, I am depressed. Because whenever I discuss my love's diligence, I see my daddy's heartbreak with disgust, disappointment, with prayers of a holy water-based ointment to relieve me of this sickness. He deems the people like me wicked. Thinks that someone defiled his child's purity and says that my sexuality will be the double death of me and my ministry, minuscule, until I go into the churches and be the preacher's tool to fool every person in the pew, all 3 overflow rooms and even the deacons in the vestibule, convincing them that I'm a blessed poet. Not because my words showed in, not because my walk's fluent with a humble bot to it, but because I don't sin. I don't sleep tormented by the likes of him, yeah. Because I like men. So just call me Mrs. Johnson. Hear my words echo off of the chapel ceilings like who I am sleeping with is any of their business, regardless of the fact that me and my woman don't even have to touch hands and I would still be indulging in the sweetness of her spirit.
What? What? Go.
He says confess, so God hears it. Repent so that your light will be brighter lit. And last time I checked, God don't give illumination in wattage. So if I shine, it's because he saw fit. Regardless of the sentiment in the pulpit, and I'm so steeped in subliminal sadness, I spark splits, herb sift the seedless, fold, lick, roll, sit, and hail a bit for an uplift out of the darkness of your well intent. Keep that shit.
Hey!
Because real not judgment don't have a disclaimer on it. Just a genuine smile and a hug. And more times spent with my family would mean less with a dub, but they don't want to be involved with my modern day leprosy. Like these stains on my record reflect my life's integrity, but these stains really only exist because they can't see nothing but dirt on me. So I choose to peruse schools of thought that perceive me cleanly. I run from the Christian who was a slave trying to free me.
Come on.
The opinion of a church meeting ain't particularly appealing because God said things, yes. And Jesus surely came, but the high priest passes and others ordained leave my people drained, feeling like they ain't nothing. And while they're waiting for the second coming, they forget that Jesus bear the scars and the cross on his back so we could be godly just like that. Not to worship his abilities, but to act as he acts and not to crucify your children because they don't subscribe to your facts.
Come on. Damn.
But my depression is not your problem. And my happiness is not your trauma. So I exist in the throes of insomnia because my family, minus my mom and some, can't understand that the way I live and who I love has nothing to do with them.
Yes.
Y'all mind if I tell y'all a story? Thank you. You mind if I tell y'all a story? Thank you. All right, I'm going to tell you a story. It's an interesting one. Are you ready for the story? Ready. I don't know. Passion fruity. Brothers walking around here doing double duty.
Warning. Warning.
Fruity. Embrace and lock the closet, but she had the key. Passion fruity. She used it, lost the spirit. She used it, lost the spirit. She used it, lost the spirit while setting his free. Over passion fruity, he sits quietly in the corner with his man. Knowing that his passion is in bland, just laced with a sweet taste, almost fruity, but he looks his wife in the eyes and tells her he loves her because he feels like it's his duty. Lying in sheets. Lying, he holds her hand in the streets, gripping his own tongue with his teeth, scared it will betray him, and his lies become unsheathed, and she wonders why he's always so slow to speak with her. But will stop everything to activate his cell phone speaker to holler at Roger, but that's what men do. Roll with the boys, find joy in finding, but they don't watch football together. They meet at the mall or at the church hall where I'm singing praises, bouncing off balls, thanking God for giving me love. True, but he sits only next to Roger in the pew. Even when I'm not in the choir loft.
Wow.
But that's his boy. Nothing I can do. It's some man law. But I do see how he looks at Roger's sister. I hope he's not going places with her using his boy as a cover. I wonder. I wonder if she notices the way I look in his eyes. sees his hand on my thigh in the sanctuary. His touch makes me high, and it's all a little scary, and I'm wrong for cheating, but I've been momentarily weakened every single weekend. But I'm not gay. I'm just experimenting. And she gets plenty of love, and I guess no complaining, and we're married, so we don't use protection. She gets suspicious if I start a barrier placing, and honestly, y'all, I like penetration. So I close my eyes to escape whenever he puts it in, pretending like this isn't what it is, so I don't know where he's been or if he has anything, because I don't ask. I just like the pressure he supplies with more than just his hands, and if she were ever to find out, she'd be hard-pressed to understand that I need this. And I need her, too. Every man has an image he must adhere to. What else can I do? Now, Roger has another perspective, because his reality is different. See, he's honest with himself about his lifestyle, does what he needs to do with a smile, and people love him if they know or if they don't. And he's trying hard not to fall in love with a married man. There's no need for another heartbreaking, but he's like a drug zone and he's drawn to it. His style, his intellect, his scent, and that's exactly how she describes it. So they both sit separate, passion fruit tea steeping both wife and lover, ready to partake of it hasty. Unknowing that he loves and protects only him, reveling in his hidden passions, far from bland, he makes sure that it's tasty, almost fruity. See, he be passion fruity. Brothers walking around here doing double duty. Passion fruity. Embrace and lock the closet, but she had the key. So one night he slips. He slips a kiss to his sweetie in his sleep. Says, baby, please take me. Flips the position, reverse, spooning awake, and suddenly she says nothing. Raj, please take me. She says nothing. Watching the key turning, unsure what she's seeing, hearing, feeling her heart breaking, her soul aching. He grabs for him. He grasps her skin. She realizes his affliction, his affinity for cheating, so she forces him to feel her, realize what he is doing. A rude awakening to her on his cell phone, simply communicating. Roger, he's calling for you in his sleep. My husband. I shouldn't be hearing this conversation. Here he is. Take him. He sits baffled. Appearances trampled. And she, shackled, forcibly gives him his freedom. Passion fruity. Brothers walking around here doing double duty. Passion fruity. Embrace and lock the closet, but she had the key. Passion fruity. She used it, lost her spirit. She used it, lost her spirit. She used it, lost her spirit while setting his free. Wow. How y'all feeling? I got a couple more for y'all. So that was the grill. You know, I tell more stories than that. This is a 217-page book. But it's 3 different sections, and it's all very different. So the woman, and within the woman section, I have a section about relationships because I was going through some shit. I was, you know, as we do, and this is, you know, a compilation of things, but this piece, well, this is just very brief. It's called Fine Print. It's actually a very visual piece, so you got to see this. It's called Fine Print. You wanted to be my type, but I just kept on writing.
Nice.
Boom. See. I wrote this next piece that I'm going to do. This is something just to give you just a little bit of something to think about. I wrote this piece. I was at a Pride event, and Michelle Indegeocello was on stage. Anybody familiar?
Yeah.
Phenomenal artist, and she was singing the song, "No one is faithful, I am weak, I'll go astray." That joint. And so I wrote this piece on business cards, because that's all I had with me. It's other people's business cards. So I wrote
Talk about it.
So I wrote this piece literally on multiple business cards. And there's actually an image of one of them in here. It's just very interesting. But this piece is called Faithfulness. Seems to be the theme of the evening. Those who are both religious and exist to be in relationships believe this. Faithfulness is next to godliness as cleanliness is, yet I have met some dirty saints due to circumstances and watched circumstances with happiness behind my lover's back, yet still found favor in God's sight.
Get with that shit.
Say it again?
Say that again.
The host said say that again, so I'm just going to say it again. Those who are both religious and exist to be in relationships believe this. Faithfulness is next to godliness as cleanliness is, yet I have met some dirty saints due to circumstances and watched circumstances with happiness behind my lover's back, yet still found favor in God's sight.
Writer.
See, he told me so on the coldest, lonely nights, made me face mine own eyes and listen to feedback from mine own mic. It pierced my eardrums, and I watched permanent keloids come as a reminder that I have been through something that I am not proud of, and yet to some, faithfulness is next to godliness. Yet they've never stood next to him to know what his aura feels like. Like never heard his voice whisper the key to the next stage of someone's life in their ear in the middle of the night and dream poems that ignite wickless candles and melt the wax inside their earlobes. Where does God go, faithful, when she tells me it ain't over? Where does God go, faithful, when the spirits in my bottle take over? Where does God go, faithful, when I pray the prayers of the unsober? See, artists and liquor go hand in hand, and thoughts saying lick her like I'll be goddamned, and the voice echoes from the now empty-tempered sand saying, damnation is not the plan. And I need to understand that God stands there experiencing my tipsy. He's right there with me. So everything that I'm doing, he endures consequently. So I ask him if he's having a good time. And he responds with Godspeed. Are you? That's it. Thank you. And there's just a little passage I wrote in here. And it says, oh, I wanted to read this one. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a haiku. Can I read you a haiku?
Yes.
I like those. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. It's called I Must. I must let you go, not because I love you, but because I do not. That's how I was feeling.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Riot.
That's right.
Yeah. Black marks on white paper. Check it out. I also have CDs available. One's an erotic mixtape. I do erotica, poetry, and
Good erotica.
Huh?
Good erotica.
Oh, the good kind.
Yeah.
And another, and an album called The Chrysalis, the rebirth of Michelle Antoinette. But please do come check me out any which way. My email is something. Come talk to me. This is what that's about. We're poets. We have to connect with the people. So I'm going to do this piece, and I'm going to close it out with this. I said I'd do a little bit of erotic, so I'll do a little something for you.
All right.
I actually met Mahogany. She's an original Punani poet from the HBO actual series, and I've toured with the Punani poets for the last 3 years. So this is just something I do. Yeah. Are you there? All righty. I'm glad you're here. Okay. So, here we go. Now you called my heart for the evening. Is my cheek moved and you confuse things? Should I just sit out or come harder? Help me find my way. Y'all know that. You can say it with me. Now you caught my heart for the evening. Kiss my cheek wound and you confuse things. Should I just sit out or come harder? Help me find my way. She spread sideways so her body could lean against me. Chest heaved and she impressed upon my needs, and it felt good to be touched like mommy don't leave, so I stayed for what seemed like forever in her energy that weaved around me like her hair did. My hands became netted and I held each strand in place. Inside her embrace, my lips licked by my own buds, imagining her taste. Love, are you ready? This could get heavy. I took a second to think, but to wait was no longer an option. She breathed and I read her like closed caption. She was a woman, but different from the rest, and I could feel her heart stop. Could this be cardiac arrest? She shot me glances that pierced my bulletproof vest and initiated the law of attraction, manipulated my memories and placed my mind on reset, so I breathed life's breath into her uterus and we began grooving till she felt a little death, then called for me with the song of sirens and we reconvened with bated breath. She looked away while coming for me as if to say, I have nothing left. Then whispered, I hate you, her frame still shaking and her moans communicating another sentiment than the false anger her words were implying. She loved me for just a moment in time. She saw her beauty in my eyes and lost her shot. It flew out of opportunity's window. Open, I slid it so that she could let go. Then she gripped my hips, ran her fingertips down my pack of 6, then thrust her pelvis with such a rhythm it made me want to hand her my penis, kept for occasions just like this.
Ow!
There you go. Now it's a party.
Ow!
Now it's a party. Let him breathe for me. Let him breathe.
This is happening in real life.
Kept for occasions just like this. When the touching is so intense that penetration is imminent, and I wanted to convince this chick that as much as I love the feeling of an erect clitoris between my lips, I could ride her dick like she was born with it.
This is happening in real time.
This is analog. You cannot download
Analog
this.
right here.
Get with it.
Just to watch her bust from being on the other side.
Wow.
Deeply inserted. This is two-sided bliss slid between both thighs to give rise to infinite possibilities. Her aggression not scaring me and her femininity my therapy, and she tried with much intensity to keep her mouth off me, but she had to have a little taste. So she nibbled upon my earlobe to savor what she sounds like, to ingest the music we make. Wide awake, at daybreak, we embraced, and we went our separate ways. Now you caught my heart for the evening. Kiss my cheek, moved in, you confused things. Should I just sit out? Should I just sit out? Should I just sit out or come harder? Thank y'all for having me.